Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with my thoughts on this episode about how I really enjoyed the dialogue and the way we get to see character development of Welfin. I enjoyed this episode all around, even though I was disappointed that it didn't go into Netero and the King's fights. I enjoyed this episode's development. It really shed some more spotlight on other characters, side characters, and this was a very entertaining episode to say the least. It actually, for it to be a 20-minute episode, it felt like it was only 5 minutes to 10 minutes because I enjoyed the dialogue and the way we got to see an actual backstory of another fellow ant in the series. So, one thing I found very interesting was the overall major just character improvement of Welfin. I mean, the way you get to see him just actually say that he was scared of himself, like he didn't trust his own self, he didn't trust nobody, he couldn't accept nobody, and then at the end when he finally opens up and tells the truth to Ikalgo, I was like very shocked because it was something he normally doesn't do, so him to take this step up to actually progress as a character was amazing, and I enjoyed the entire atmosphere and feels of it. The tension of this episode wasn't as high as previous episodes, so I can't really say I felt a lot of tension, but I felt like the way they used the music and the way they used the characters' actors along with the voice actors just portraying these certain scenes definitely made the scenes a lot better. The sad thing is, the narrator didn't play a major role in this episode, which was very shocking because you'd think a narrator would actually play a better role in these type of episodes of definitely explaining other character backstories. But I felt like overall this episode was a good episode to place right here because you really need to know about these other characters. You need to know what is going on sidelines. Yes, a lot of us, this is a shonen anime, and we want to see some badass fights. I'm not gonna lie there. I do want to see Netero and the King just kicking the shit out of each other. I'm not even gonna deny those facts. I would love to see it. But there has to be episodes that go away from that and try to build up that tension. The reason why I think they're doing this is because they actually want to build up that tension to where you can actually finally feel it to when Netero and the King finally fight. You're like, holy hell yes, I have been waiting for this fight. And you would feel a lot more intense and epic because the tension would be slowly rising until the episode gets released. Or they just wanted to be a dick and they did it on April Fools and they decided not to air that episode. Either way, I feel like this episode was a good timing and I feel like it didn't overall destroy the pacing of what the actual overall build-up of this arc has done. I think Welfin definitely needed some actual character backstory. I mean, we really haven't seen a lot about him. I mean, we know he's suspicious of everything, suspicious of his power, everything, but finding out that when he tells the truth, when he uses his actual ability, that it kills the black centipedes inside of Ikalgo's head, was just something I didn't expect. So when he tells the truth, his ability nulls and disappears. But when he lies, the ability gets a lot stronger and continues to get stronger and stays on its victim. So Ikalgo is the exact opposite. When he tells the truth, I'm guessing the ability allows him to actually get worse or off and Welfin is stronger and so forth. It's like a vice versa type role. So overall, I think that it really explains Welfin's power in this episode. It's definitely entertaining. I didn't expect the entire black centipedes that were freaking eaten away Ikalgo's brain. I was like, holy god. And it was just cringing factor seeing the way they were just in his head moving around with that animation. It was definitely creepy and I feel like he did a good job of adding to the atmosphere. And then you see Ikalgo would just blow his head up like a freaking balloon. That was fucking hilarious. I think the main reason why he tried to do that, even though he was holding his breath to probably steady his aim, I think he was doing that to where the black centipedes, if they were to grow, they wouldn't actually bulge inside of his brain and probably kill him. I don't know exactly why he blew himself up like a balloon, but I feel like that probably is the major reason why he did it. I enjoyed the motives of this episode, seeing how Welfin actually understands Ikalgo and probably is a friend to him now and lets him go at the end, so like, go on ahead and all that, I felt like was very nice. And Ikalgo definitely was a fucking boss. We can't deny it. He was a freaking serious mode, pulls out a gun, shoots Welfin in the freaking arms, legs, was prepared to die, and he did some freaking, definitely some good character improvement from the previous episodes when he didn't want to kill Brovada. So, I feel like that was really good. Now, one thing that was really interesting about this episode, the major plot drop, besides the entire aspect of the character development, we find out about what happened to Palm. We find out that she's been placed into a cocoon, and she's cocoon number 1. Now, the Royal Guard put her into a cocoon. We actually saw a little bit of talk about this a couple episodes back, when we got to see Poof talking about, you know, the situation in the entire palace. Did they actually try to turn her into, like, another Royal Guard? I have a lot of questions about this, but whatever it is, Palm is definitely an ant now. She's definitely transformed. She definitely has, like, a little purple gem on her forehead. She has, like, scales on her arms. So she's definitely an ant, and she's definitely probably no longer mainly human. So, exactly, will she retain her memories? Will she retain her memories like the other ants? Will she be completely different? Will she be brutal? Will she be evil? There's a lot of questions, but I feel like this entire aspect of Palm turning into an ant will definitely add more character to her and a lot more darkness to her, because we've seen how crazy she is and how just yandere she is. I mean, seriously, trying to kill everybody, and then turning into an ant alongside that might be even creepier and might suit suit her character. Now, I didn't see the preview, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen next episode. I don't know if we're going to be going into Netero and the King fight. I don't know if we're going to continue with the Palm aspect. I don't know if we're going to get to see what's going on with Yuppie and Poof. But I don't know what I want. I've enjoyed this entire arc. I don't feel like any episode's really been that bad. I've had my entertainment value really good in Hunter x Hunter, and this definitely has moved into one of my top shonen anime of all time, just because of the entertainment value it's given me in just these past couple episodes. But in an entire whole, Hunter x Hunter has been very fucking good. So, overall, my opinion on this episode, I've enjoyed it. It was a well-placed episode, great music, great atmosphere, great development. It definitely just shed some light on Welfin as a character and really developed him. So tell me your thoughts on this episode, everybody. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moments of this episode? What do you think is going to happen with Palm? Do you think she's going to be a villain, or do you think she's going to be a good guy? What do you think is going to go on with her? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Everybody, I love you so much. Chibi out.